Unfortunately, I now have good reason to believe that it's reached nothing short of an epidemic proportion of growth. I use this word, epidemic, with great care. E-cigs have become an almost ubiquitous and dangerous trend among teens. The disturbing and accelerating trajectory of use we're seeing in youth and the resulting path to addiction must end.
The Food and Drug Administration launching its largest enforcement action ever. Its concerns spilling right here into Canada. An e-cigarette company facing about 50 warnings and penalties from the FDA recently crossed the border into this market. And experts here in Toronto say officials should take similar actions as vaping, not smoking, has become the vice of choice for many teens.
People take breaks from classes to go to bathrooms and vape. Probably take a break to come out here and vape outside.
Do you see students smoking more or vaping more?
Vaping. Vaping. Well, vaping because there's no consequences, so I see more like vaping, you know.
What do you mean no consequences?
You can vape on the corner school and nothing will really happen because, there's no smell or nothing, but you can't smoke a blunt then go into class.
That odor passes as perfume and stuff like that. You can't really get caught vaping.
A 2016 Canadian Student Tobacco, Alcohol and Drug Survey states e-cig usage has increased 23% among Canadian students in grades 7 to 12. The Ontario Electronic Cigarette Act prohibits the sale and supply of vaporizers to people under the age of 19. However, Toronto Public Health confirms that there is no law that prohibits the sale of the liquid pods or refills. That means anyone, any age, can purchase the thousands of flavors, which include bubblegum and gummy bear.
It's very clear that a good proportion of the kids who are vaping are not smoking cigarettes.
What does that tell us?
It raises a red flag. It says it looks like kids are becoming vapors and they were never smokers before. Now, if vaping was benign, then no big deal. But we have enough evidence to indicate that vaping most likely does cause respiratory disease, cardiovascular disease.
These concerns heightening as Juul Labs enters the Canadian market. The company is the target of the FDA's Enforcement Act. We asked Juul Labs about concerns that their company's marketing is appealing to youth. A spokesperson said, quote, Juul Labs uses multiple approaches to ensure that Juul is kept out of the hands of minors. All retail partners must abide by provincial guidelines to ask for identification when selling products that contain nicotine. The Juul Labs e-commerce platform utilizes unique ID match and age verification technology to make sure minors are not able to access and purchase our products online. All products are clearly labeled as containing nicotine.
Juul produces a very novel vaping device. It looks like a USB stick, and it has a very, very high nicotine concentration. In the matter of, I would say, less than a year, they've captured over 50% of the United States vaping market.
Health Canada also tells CityNews it has plans to launch an awareness campaign geared towards youth on the addictive and negatives of nicotine. We also reached out to the Toronto District School Board and asked if there have been any concerns or issues surrounding e-cigs. All a spokesperson would tell us is that vaping is not allowed on school property and they would not comment on issues. For CityNews, I'm Faiza Amin.